And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Tuesday, February 25th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody. We welcome you on a Tuesday morning. And of course, our program is presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And this morning, we are going to give the time for an event coming up at Emmanuel Baptist Church. And we have Mark Caruth, who's Minister of Music, who is on the phone this morning, going to tell us about it. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. Thank you so much for the plug. We're excited. February, is Heart Month, and Emmanuel Baptist Church in Lebanon is partnering with the new Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital for a free health fair for everybody. Health professionals are going to be on hand to provide free screenings, to answer your health questions, talk about blood pressure, check your cholesterol, glucose. We'll have hearing screenings, vision screenings, spinal screenings, dental checks, bone density, mental wellness, talk about things like senior care and parent care, has health demonstrations, just a little bit of everything. We even have a great group of women's cancer support group that's going to be on hand. I know a lot of people who are dealing with either dealing with cancer themselves actively now, they have a loved one, or maybe they're a cancer survivor, things like that. And Coleman, it happens this Saturday, leap year Saturday, February 29, 2020, at the Emmanuel Baptist Church Life Center. Emmanuel is located at 214 Castle Heights here in Lebanon. The fair is from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., 10 a.m. till 2 p.m., and it's for everybody. We're going to have a bounce house and face painting and some stuff to do for the kids. Just love to have the whole community come and take part in the health fair.
And it's totally free, right?
Totally free. Totally free. Everything's free.
All right. Well, we appreciate having you to tell us about it this morning. And this is something, I think, a little bit new and different for you, isn't it?
It's brand new. It's our first time. We're just looking for some ways to be involved with our community. We love our folks in our community, and we just came up with this idea to be of service in our community. And we have a lot of health professionals that have joined with us to be here and to help people and just to check them out and just a great thing to do. So we're excited about it. We hope we'll have a great turnout. Everybody come see us. All
right. Well, thanks for being with us this morning. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Coleman. Thank you for all you do, buddy.
All right. That is Mark Caruth, the Minister of Music, Emmanuel Baptist Church. And again, the Community Health Fair there this Saturday, leap year Saturday from 10 to 2, and it's all free. Well, this morning, we feature Mount Juliet, city of Mount Juliet, and we have a representative from the city that comes on alternate Tuesdays in the month. When we have a fifth Tuesday in the month, we do something else. But otherwise, it's either a medical professional from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital on the first and third Tuesdays and a representative from Mount Juliet government on the second and fourth. This is a fourth Tuesday, and we welcome Police Chief James Hambrick. Good morning, and welcome again. How's everything going in Mount Juliet?
Pretty good.
Well, yeah. We're glad to see you this morning and to know that things are okay. We hear different things that happen in Mount Juliet. Sometimes it make the news. A lot of times it's somebody that has come there who doesn't really belong, and that presents a problem at times.
It does. As we're one of the things to talk about this morning is we were talking about it briefly last time we were here, is ALPR system that we call the Guardian system with the automated license plate readers that we have. And last night at the commission meeting, it was a unanimous vote to sign the contract. And the vendor we selected, Recor, we had one camera as a demo that we've been dealing with, one camera, and just everything you've seen, the different arrests that we've already have made from that system, just using one camera. it's paid dividends. And what I mean by dividends, not in a monetary sense, but about getting criminals off the roadways and getting stolen property recovered.
How many cameras are you going to have now when you get the program implemented?
When it's fully implemented, we will have 37 cameras around the city. And what we want them to be is that on the edges of our city, the entrances around the city limits, and it's a way to when a stolen vehicle person, a wanted person, anything like that is traveling throughout the city with these cameras in strategic locations, we'll be able to monitor the movements better and preferably intercept them and make arrests and apprehension.
But just one camera worked well.
Yes.
And you've had some arrests even as a result of having that one camera in place?
Sure. And it's, as you said, people, these people are coming from out of state. We had one that we made an arrest through this camera system of a gentleman that had shot at his wife. And this happened in Franklin. And what's amazing to me is how these individuals are ending up on Lebanon Road, because that's currently where this camera is. But just last week, we had an apprehension of a person wanted out of 2 states through this camera system.
You mostly detecting this through the license plates, license tags?
Yes.
That's
yes, sir. It's a license plate reader. And once that information is coming in, and dispatch is verifying and putting it out to the officers, and we're making, like I said, arrests of wanted persons. We're recovering stolen property, stolen vehicles, and so already it's been a successful program.
I've got an idea that in about 6 months you can probably do away with about half those cameras because you're going to have scared nearly everybody.
That's the objection.
Don't go to Mount Juliet. You bypass Mount Juliet. Well, that would be okay.
That would be okay, and ultimately, man, that's the objection to.
But 37 of these. Have you already got pretty much the locations figured out for all 37 of those cameras?
Yes, and we're still a work in progress with the vendors and with our IT personnel at the city.
Well, now, you may not be the first, I don't guess you are, but maybe among the first to do this?
Yeah, we're not the first. Hendersonville already has a system in place, Belmead, and I believe Brentwood is going to system, and other locations as well. And
But it is certainly, it enhances your ability to find somebody like that. But no kidding. I mean, I think it would be a deterrent to come to any place that's got those. And you anticipate one of these days nearly every place having it?
It's a possibility. Again, it's just another tool. It doesn't take the place of our men and women that are out there on the streets, being professional, being approachable, being visible. But it's another tool and a resource that we have. Hopefully, like I said, already what we've seen out of this one camera, if that's any indication of what we will see, then it's already a successful program.
Okay, but you almost got to have the license number.
Sure, and that's what that camera does. It recognizes that license. And one of the again, concerns, I'll use that word for now, that of citizens, before we implemented, and we were just talking about it, was that it was Big Brother, and we were going to be looking in the cars, and that's not the case at all. We pick up stolen license plates or stolen vehicles that's been entered into the system is what this camera picked up.
But I take it that anybody that's trying to escape, if you have it seems like the important thing here is to have that license number, that license tag. And if you have that, whatever they might be doing illegally, they're more susceptible to be caught, to be recognize you through the camera.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And so
I think tool is probably the right word.
Mm-hmm.
But here again, you're only looking at license plates, license tags, numbers of suspected vehicles that where somebody's doing wrong, stolen a vehicle, trying to escape, whatever.
Sure.
Even some of these missing children or things like that.
Correct.
I guess this would work for if you had the license.
License. Correct. And someone was saying that we was going to be trying to follow and see where people are going into different business. That's not the case at all. But with these cameras in the various places, it allows us, once that vehicle, we'll just say a stolen vehicle now, stolen vehicle passed through and that camera is recognized, the camera recognizes that plate and alerts on it. Now we're able to track with those other cameras the movements of that and be able to pinpoint and intercept, hopefully even and respond even faster in those locations.
Okay, well, I can tell you're happy that this has been approved and all 37 of them going to be implemented.
Yes, sir.
All right. Police Chief James Hambrick from the city of Mount Juliet is with us. We're going to take a break now, reminding you our program is presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:14. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, regular oil change. This is the best price around. It's $28.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax, and disposal. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. It's been active out here, no doubt, as far as accidents. That one 65 southbound at OHB in Brentwood. Trying to finish that one up. 24 eastbound between Hickory Hollow Parkway and OHB on a crash as you head towards Murfreesboro. The heaviest flow is coming the other direction. There's a wreck out here in Bordeaux. It's 4600 block at Clarksville Pike getting some attention. Hey, the Music City Irish Fest in Nashville kicks off soon. It's March 14th. Mark your calendar. Check it out, MusicCityIrishFest.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
I'm Sean McBride, and I'm a true Republican candidate for the position of Circuit Court Judge, asking for your vote and support. I have almost 34 years in relevant civil and criminal practice across the state of Tennessee. I want to set the record straight about the Circuit Court. It's not a part-time job, nor is it a criminal court. The facts are that this court is, always has been, and will continue to be, predominantly a civil court. The vast majority of time spent in the courtroom is on civil cases. This judge may handle multiple criminal cases in a morning, but spend a week in a jury trial for a personal injury case. The numbers and types of cases should not be manipulated for political reasons or to hide the lack of experience. For a judicial position of this importance, experience is not taught, it's earned, and experience matters. Early voting is February the 12th through the 25th, and Election Day is March 3rd. Paid for by Team McBride, Bill Easley, Treasurer.
Coleman and Company, it's a Tuesday morning. Our program presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And again, they want me to remind you of the Community Health Fair at Emmanuel Baptist Church this Saturday, 10 to 2, free health screenings and a lot more. And it is totally free. Police Chief James Hambrick is here this morning, not to be confused with the fire chief. You two work together some, no doubt.
Yes.
Jamie Loftman is the fire chief. When Jamie comes, he has to put on a show, you know.
It's a show.
Well, probably wherever he goes, he puts on a show. You're kind of contrasting personalities, really.
Correct.
Okay, you don't disagree with that.
I don't disagree at all.
You got something though that you want to. There's somebody that served a long time, going to be honored, and about to retire. I believe we need to talk about.
Sure. We have a longest tenured employee with the city of Mount Juliet, and he worked with the Mount Juliet Police Department. Zach Atwood And we, last night at the commission meeting, he was recognized, and Friday, the 28th, will be his retirement day and will be Zach Atwood Day by proclamation. And he's been 33 years that he's given to the city of Mount Juliet and the Mount Juliet Police Department. And not only for those 33 years of dedicated service, but my 25 years of being there has been 25 years of friendship, and awesome guy.
Well, now, has he been a policeman or been with the police department all those years?
All those years,
Uh-oh.
yes, all those years.
What all has he done?
Zach, when I started, he was sergeant on the third shift, what we call him the midnight shift, and worked his way his family. Miss Jane was an educator in the Wilson County. His dad was a councilman in the with Mount Juliet, and just been a staple in the community. And I thought I was going to go before he would, but he is an awesome guy, and we wish him the best, and I'm praying that he have a great, successful retirement.
What is he planning to do? Does he golf or fish or take trips, or you have any idea?
Yeah, he said he may take a part-time job somewhere. You never know, but you have to know Zach. You say I'm laid back. He is laid back. But a great guy.
Yeah.
A great guy. And we certainly thank him for his service to our department and service and dedicated, commitment to the citizens of Mount Juliet.
Yeah, 33 years. That's a long time to be in one place, really.
Yes.
And everybody some people just move around, others stay put, and he stayed put. And that brings something we might, I don't know what else you got on your agenda this morning, but as we hear of more policemen being shot in harm's way, this sort of thing, different parts of the country, and maybe more disregard for law and order, I think, with an element of the people in this country even. I wonder sometimes, why would anybody want to be a policeman? And I guess that you have to think about that sometimes.
Sure, and most of us feel called to this profession. It's as you say, especially now in this day and time, when you see the things that are going on and the disrespect and that word in itself, respect, is what it takes to bring everything back. Respect for one another, law enforcement, respect for their community, and vice versa. And we just have to keep working to make sure we're doing the right thing. The bad guy, they're going to be out there. But when we understand, again, that the criminal element is 1% to 2% of any community. Mm-hmm. And so it's how we effectively engage the 98% to where the main focus should be. But there are people that don't like the police. It's just...
Yeah, what do you look for when you're considering a new hire? I mean, is there one or two things maybe that really stands out and just tells you almost immediately yes or no about somebody?
Well, there are different things. A lot of times we're looking, certainly when you have a military background, that's a plus. But not only that, we're just looking for good quality people that have and I look for people that have a heart to serve people and have integrity. And that's one question I always ask. What does that mean to an individual? What does that mean to you? And so it's about quality people. Again, when we send people to the academy, I tell them that's where you get your training. Our authority comes from some higher, and that's from the scripture. If you go to Romans 13 in the Bible, you will find that's our authority. But we get our training, but it's basic training, and so we're constantly, even after 25 and Zach 33 years law enforcement, we have to have annual training mandated, and we are called to be all law enforcement, sheriff department, police department, agency. This day and time, we're called to be more and more, other than just police. I mean, we were called to be social workers and mental health professionals because we're dealing more and more with people with mental challenges out here on the streets this day and time.
Do you have most people who apply either would be somebody maybe that's already been a policeman, been through the academy, so on, and maybe just transferring for whatever reason, or you have some people, I guess, right out of high school, some out of college, some who've even gone to college and taken some courses in law enforcement, that sort of thing. I know Cumberland has a program like that. Does that help? Does that help somebody get a job if they have that kind of background?
Sure. And when we have it, it's depending upon what we're looking for at the time from a budget perspective. Sometimes we're advertising that we're looking for certified personnel, and that's people that have already, like you said, in law enforcement and already certified through the state. Other times we're looking for certified and non-certified. That means anyone can apply. And but the pool, to give you an example quickly, there used to be a time we would have one opening, but we would have 200 applications. That's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
It's not the case.
And is you want to suggest a reason that's not the case?
For the things that we just said, the climate, national climate, and people's attitude toward the law enforcement professional and what we see. And the media plays a part because they only show the bad side. You know, if an officer doing something wrong, that's put out there and blasted out there, but seldom.
It is over and over because the bad stuff is what makes the big news, and unfortunately that's the way it is. It's only the feel what little time they have for a feel good story, maybe at the end of the TV newscast where you might show that
in just a second it's gone. But I'm proud to be in this profession, and because we have great men and women every day that go out here and do some outstanding things. You know, we don't even have time. We have story after story of just of being a great human being and helping other human beings. Away from their, you know, they're not in their job description. They don't have to do it, but it's just because they have a heart to do it.
I just wonder how you as police chief, you are the manager. They all answer to you. And do you have meetings from time to time where you go over this, or I mean, do you how many you got? You got 40, 50 policemen, or you got more than that?
62.
Okay. Is there a time when you see all of them in a meeting or something?
Sure. We have meetings. Have an annual meeting. That we lay out. We just had it not too long ago, and we lay out the goal for the year, what our goals and objectives are for this year. And then we break it down and have a supervisors meeting where we meet with all supervisors. That's monthly. And then I started a couple of years ago having what we call a chief's advisory meeting, and that's a meeting where of each department in each division has a representative, and that representative is just like a regular police officer, a dispatcher, a records for, and we meet, and I hear the concerns of all of them. So we meet quite a bit to make sure we're staying.
Overall, are you pleased with where you are with the job that's being done? We have a pretty good police department in Mount Juliet.
We do, and I'm up to command the men and women that I do, and we have great. Not that we're perfect. I tell people we're not perfect, but we're trying to do it the right way. But it's always room for improvement, and but we are. I'm just blessed, to be in this position.
Still got a lot of traffic down there.
Still a lot of traffic.
Traffic problems to deal with, and for those who want to exceed the speed limit, there's a penalty to pay there.
That will be, and that's part of it. But our men and women are doing an outstanding job of just policing and just being around. Again, the comments I get from the public about the professionalism and how approachable our officers, our men and women are. That's what that's when I know that, because we can set a vision and a mission and have core values, but you have to have buy-in to those things for it to work out in the world. So,
and when you get compliments from the citizenry, somebody went over and above what they had to do, out of their way to help somebody or to what, then that certainly makes you feel good.
Sure.
We got about a minute left. Anything else on your mind this morning?
No, we just want everybody to be safe, continue to be safe. We know we've had, just like yesterday, raining all day, and if people would, doing these weather events, man, would just learn and man, to slow down, as you were saying about this traffic, to drive according to what the weather's, pattern are. And that doesn't mean when it gets sunshine, we can just drive as fast as we want to. But we want everybody to be safe, man. We love our city. We love this county, and we are proud to serve, man.
Well, we're just happy to have you with us today, and remind everybody again, our program presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, and of the Community Health Fair coming up this Saturday, Leap Year Saturday, February 29th at Emmanuel Baptist Church, 10 to 2. And Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital will play a part in that and part of the screenings that are going to be done. Chief James Hambrick, thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.
You're welcome. Man.
And that is part one of Coleman and Company. Hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
All right, it's 7:29. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota and Rental, Land Pride, quality tractor implements, including cutters, finish mowers, box blades, tillers, and more. 5-year gearbox warranty, extremely durable and well built. 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. It is heavy out here now on 24 coming in from Rutherford County. They're working a crash on 24 eastbound near OHB. That's going eastbound towards Murfreesboro. Wrapping up an accident now on the 4600 block at Clarksville Pike. Yes, it's heavy. 65 southbound there at Trinity Lane, and also 40 coming in through Mount Juliet right now, and from from Wilson County. Hey, the Music City Irish Fest in Nashville kicks off March 14. Check it out, MusicCityIrishFest.com. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
Welcome to Hearthside Senior Living, Lebanon's unique senior living community designed for seniors to age in place, all within a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment. Beautiful retirement homes designed for an independent lifestyle with maintenance-free living. Hearthside Senior Living also continues the excellent tradition of assisted living for those seniors who need additional services. Hearthside Senior Living, an independent retirement community and assisted living community, all on one campus in the heart of Lebanon. Call 615-443-1994 for a tour.
71 degrees all the way.
73 degrees, please.
So what's your perfect degree of comfort? We'll help you find it with professional Rheem HVAC service that'll keep your home comfy year-round, save on energy costs, and may qualify for utility rebates and tax credits. So enjoy a new degree of comfort.
72 degrees, and I'm good to go.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Hi, I'm Javen Cripps, and I'm running to be your next circuit court judge. It's been an honor to serve you as an assistant district attorney for the last 13 years. For the last 5 years, I've spent most of my time in Macon County. Judge Wooten has served us well for 21 years and is now retired. I'm confident that I have the skills and experience necessary to fill the position. Serving as your circuit court judge would be my honor, and nobody will work harder to serve with honesty and integrity. I'm Javen Cripps, asking for your vote.
Paid for by the committee to elect Javen Cripps for circuit judge, Madeline Jennings, treasurer.
Hey guys, it's Trent Perry, co-host of the Scoreboard Show, alongside John Boyce, Jeremiah Weiser, and Jonathan the Jet Thompson. For the first time ever, we will be expanding our show into the high school basketball season. Tune in every Friday night from 9 to 11 p.m. to receive scores and to catch up with your Wilson County basketball coaches, including the coaches over at Cumberland University. The Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Designer Carpets, Absolute Kubota, K-Manor State Farm Insurance, Sheriff Robert Bryan, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Dickey's Barbecue, and Southeast Motorsports. I'm Trent Perry, and this is WANT 98.9.
Cumberland University Baseball is live this season on WANT and WCOR. Tune in for all of the home games and all of the Mid-South Conference matchups with Coach Woody Hunt's three-time champion Cumberland Phoenix baseball team. Mitch Walters brings you all of the action on WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490. For a complete schedule, visit GoCumberlandAthletics.com. It's live Cumberland University Baseball on WANT and WCOR.
Today's skies will be mostly cloudy, but we do look to stay dry. Highs this afternoon will top out in the mid-50s. Another cold shot of air moves in on Wednesday. Highs on Wednesday will only climb into the low 40s. There is a slight chance of a few snow flurries on Wednesday. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty. Professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part two. A Tuesday morning, we welcome Sean Dozier to talk about Hearthside Senior Living.
Good morning, Coleman. It's great to be here. It's a beautiful day outside.
Well, it's a little
chilly,
we've had some winter, but really hadn't been all that bad.
It has not been bad at all.
A lot of rain, though.
That's right, but it's a nice day outside. I enjoy being here. I really do. We were walking down memory lane a minute ago with David Clymer and Larry Woody, and remember Joe Biddle?
Yes, I do.
Those great writers. Tennessean,
and Banner,
and the Banner. That's right. I remember when the Banner closed. It was a sad day.
Yeah,
the afternoon paper, went away.
Right. Yep.
But anyway, it's great to be here. Since I was here last time, Betty was here last week. She filled in for me. I was at a training, but since I was here last time, we finally Coleman got all of our residents in our homes. We started in 2010 with that independent living retirement community, and since I was here last time, the final two residents moved in. They're still getting settled a little bit, but they're enjoying those $3 meals that we talk about. But all of our 30 homes are completed. All of them are sold, and all of them have somebody living in them.
All of them are occupied.
So it's a great day.
Well, that is, and you were able to come and be around to put the finishing touch on the assisted living or the
independent retirement community. Absolutely.
Yes, and that's good.
That's been nice to see. A lot of hard work went into it starting in 2010. The economy was a little rough then, but since about 5 or 6 years ago, it's really taken off. And I appreciate Tony Watson. He was our builder, did a great job, and I've had no issues as far as our homes. And I'm telling you, it's a great community down there. If you ever drive down through there now, it looks like a neighborhood. So stop by sometime when you're driving by North Castle Heights Avenue. Just stop in and drive around. You'll see our neighborhood. A lot of great people live down there. We have a clubhouse down there that they use quite often for events, for family get-togethers, church events, things like that. So it's really come together. I'm really excited about it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I saw Brian McDonald, the Chamber Banquet tonight. He came over and spoke. Told me how much he misses coming out here.
Absolutely.
Well, we got a good replacement.
Well, he did a great job. A lot of people before Brian, but Brian did a great job and sold many, many houses down there. And he started the Hearth Said Hello. I want to give him full credit for that. Oftentimes you'll give me credit for that, but he actually started the Hearth Said Hello. And
we'll give you credit for continuing.
And we continued it. So I appreciate Brian and Julie and all that they did for Hearthside. But it's been a great few weeks. I'm glad to get those final two folks moved in, and I'm thrilled for them.
Well, what about the assisted living?
The assisted living is full. We have 2 rooms that are waiting to be occupied. They've been spoken for, but all in all, we're full up there. And I'm telling you, the assisted living continues since 1994. Continues to be a great tradition. A lot of folks have come through there, have lived there, and been served there during that time. And when they just needed a little bit of extra help, and I'm thrilled that people continue to want to be there. We're going through a little bit of remodel here in the next few months that I think will be good for the community. We spent a lot of time the last 10 years focused on the independent retirement community. So now it's time to really focus more on the assisted living community. So we'll be talking more about that as the weeks go on.
Well, but the thing about it is you stay full most of the time. And then when you have an opening, usually it doesn't take long.
Right.
Of course, you have the waiting list, and you have a waiting list for the retirement community as well, because they don't stay there for none of us stay here forever.
No.
So there is change, and you seem to have well established a way to adapt to change.
Well, there's seasons for all of us, different seasons for all of us, and Hearthside obviously has different seasons, and I hope to be there a long time. So I hope to see a lot of folks, go through different parts of that community. But the assisted living does stay pretty full most of the time, and that's due to the fact that over the years it really has remained a ministry, and the focus is on the residents. We're there to serve them, to serve the families, and the staff there is incredible. We don't have a lot of turnover, so that makes for a good community where our staff knows the residents, they know their habits, they know what they like, they don't like, they know what kind of tea or unsweet tea or coffee. Those little details matter to those residents. Sure. A lot of them don't like ice in their tea or water. I mean, those little details really matter. So when you have long-term staff, it really does make a difference on serving those residents.
Oh, without a doubt. If you need to talk to Sean, he's available at 615-443-1994. You have a website, hearthsideliving.com.
Right. Our Facebook page is always very active, and the best way, Coleman, is just to stop by and see us.
Oh, I bet. And you have a Hearthside Hello.
I do. I was given a tour down at the independent living. We still give tours. People still want to see them. So this couple said, well, my sister, the lady there said, my sister listens to Coleman every day. And I hope I get this name right. Her name is Karen Dumrose. It's a German name, but Karen listens to you, and she hears me on here. So she wanted a Hearthside hello for her sister. So Karen, hello from Hearthside Senior Living.
Oh, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that kind of wraps us up each time. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next
Coleman. Y'all have a good week.
You too. Sean Dozier, Executive Director for Hearthside Senior Living, 215 Castle Heights Avenue North. We're about 20 minutes before the hour, and this is the Tuesday that Mike Jennings makes an appearance on Coleman and Company. All right, let me have it, brother.
Well, we beat your Lady Doors Sunday. I was up there, saw that game. It was a little shaky on Tennessee's part. But
Really?
We got it done. Yeah.
Well, the men played a little bit better, but not good enough.
Yeah, got them too. So we're on a big win streak against Vanderbilt.
You think your men going to make it to the NCAA tournament?
No, I don't.
Bruce Pearl took care of that maybe with Auburn.
He did, and we had that game won, and we just made too many turnovers. 24 turnovers. You can't win many games with that, much less against a top 5 team.
Well, I think, what is his name, Lamont Turner, that was maybe one of your best players who got hurt.
Yeah, that hurt.
Same thing happened to Vanderbilt, not only last year, but this year.
2 years in a row.
If Dave Smith, I believe that's his, that don't sound right.
Well, anyway, I don't keep up with him, so I'm just be guessing. But I know what you're talking about because I read about it.
He was their best player. He got hurt probably after 5 or 6 games. Was leading scorer in the whole conference, I believe.
I believe you're right.
And anyway, if they had him, they would have won a few games that they haven't. But
I think you're right.
Hindsight's 20/20 and all that good stuff. I was hoping he might come back just in time for the SEC tournament. And I don't think it's going to happen from what I read. He's out for the season.
Yeah.
And I guess Turner is too.
Yeah, he had shoulder surgery, so he's done. And
I don't think you don't build a program around one player necessarily, but if you have a real good player who's head and shoulders above the others, and he gets hurt and can't be there, it sets a crippling effect.
I've told several people this, and I'll say it on the radio this morning. I think the difference, there's a lot of difference between, we had a lot more talent on last year's team. But the difference this year is we don't have an Admiral Schofield. Schofield was a leader. When he came on the floor late in the game, if he'd been resting a minute or two, you just knew, you could look at him. He was going to take over the ball game, and he would. And we don't have anybody like that. Of course, we've got a bunch of freshmen and sophomores who are just now starting to play. So somebody will develop. But they introduced Schofield at the Vanderbilt game and during the first TV timeout, and that place went nuts. Oh, he is a crowd favorite. And he's just the type of guy that exudes confidence when he's out there.
Well, before we get to last night's county commission meeting, I got to say something about the baseball Commodores, the Vandy boys. They're doing pretty good. They lost 2 out on the West Coast, 2 out of 3, come home, and I don't think they've lost maybe 1 since then. 9-3 or something like that. They're doing really well.
Well, you know the Tennessee Vols now are 7-0.
They're what?
We haven't lost our baseball team.
And you haven't played.
We'll ignore
Vanderbilt. Who is number 1? Vanderbilt was number 1. Are they still?
I don't know.
You telling me Florida is? Well, that's all right.
We beat last week's number 1. We beat Texas Tech out in Texas.
Yeah.
in Houston and Stanford. So we're undefeated right now.
We'll get to, what's his name, Rocker, I believe. He'll take care of Florida.
Oh, yeah, he's good. And you've got another guy,
Al Leiter's
son, yeah.
Well, Leiter's not one of my favorites. He shut out the Reds 10-0 in that playoff game.
Oh, he committed the unpardonable sin.
There you go.
Yeah.
He was a left-hander, as I recall. His son is a right-hander.
Did
but
he pitch for the Mets for a long time?
Yes,
I thought he did.
yes, he did. Sure did. Well, how things in your world?
Everything's good. Everything's just busy as always.
Yeah.
We're moving right on.
By the way, we were talking about the roast. We'll mention that. If you don't have your tickets, you ought to. And I've got mine. And looking forward to roasting the big roast this year. Dory Mitchell.
Yeah. So that'll be a good show.
The 24th of March.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly a month from yesterday, I believe.
It is.
Yeah. Anyway, just a plug there. Give me a headline from last night. We'll go to a break and talk about the commission meeting.
Short meeting, 22 minutes. If I could have memorized it, I could have told you the whole thing. I could have just recited it for you.
That's about how much time we got here. We talk about the content, minus commercials, about 18 really, but
I could have left out a couple of things, but we went through really quickly. We had 6 resolutions, had 3 or 4 that affected money, most of them with our purchase of the Fred's building and the Green Hills property in Mount Juliet for the county clerk's office.
Yeah.
So that's mainly what we did last night.
All right, we'll talk in depth about that and other things. We come back after this break. Mike Jennings, our county attorney, is with us here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And at 7:44, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, lifetime brake pad guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns the vehicle. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still trying to clean up this wreck here in Brentwood. It's taken a long time on 65 southbound here at OHB. Again, that's got traffic really slower than normal in the Brentwood area. There's been a crash out in Hermitage at Tulip Grove Road and Raven Drive. It's also a wreck there on 40 eastbound between Fesslers and the 24 is split. The heaviest flow is coming 40 westbound right now, coming through Hermitage and Donaldson up by the airport. Hey, Nash Painting, serving families and businesses throughout Middle Tennessee. Call Nash Painting right now, 615-85-PAIN. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
I'm Sean McBride, and I'm a true Republican candidate for the position of Circuit Court Judge, asking for your vote and support. I have almost 34 years in relevant civil and criminal practice across the state of Tennessee. I want to set the record straight about the Circuit Court. It's not a part-time job, nor is it a criminal court. The facts are this court is, always has been, and will continue to be, predominantly a civil court. The vast majority of time spent in the courtroom is on civil cases. This judge may handle multiple criminal cases in a morning, but spend a week in a jury trial for a personal injury case. The numbers and types of cases should not be manipulated for political reasons or to hide the lack of experience. For a judicial position of this importance, experience is not taught, it's earned, and experience matters. Early voting is February the 12th through the 25th, and Election Day is March 3rd. Paid for by Team McBride, Bill Easley, Treasurer.
Vanderbilt Health is honored to announce the newest addition to our family of hospitals, Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital in Lebanon. This hospital will provide care for Wilson County residents with the goal of improving the health and well-being of our newest community. Hospitals are for healing, new life, and recovery. They're places of innovation and learning. At the end of the day, hospitals are all about one thing: community. Thank you for welcoming us into yours. Let's do great things together.
Coleman and Company, we thank you for joining us, and thanks always to our guests. Our guests come willingly, and we'll try not to run them off until we get through, and some of them will come back for years and years. Mike Jennings is one of them. You on the very first program I did, I just try to remind you that every once in a while. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
but,
I remember that. Just yesterday was
one of the longest hours in my life.
It was a long hour. Yeah.
We were kind of feeling our way into the things when it started. You know, you do that and you make changes as time comes along. And it wasn't long we figured out we need to have a guest for the first half and one for the second half. And that's mainly the way we've done it. But anyway, back to last night's county commission meeting. What any particular reason it was I mean, you had some important things you did, but 22 minutes is a very short meeting.
Yeah, we didn't have any special recognition last night. We didn't have a lot of committee reports last night. We didn't have any zoning matters last night. The things that normally take a little time, we didn't have. And then we only had 6 resolutions, which we have had that few before, but most of the time we'll average from 10 to 15. And there was a couple of dissenting votes. We had 3 members that were absent last night, so we only had 22 there. You could always tell, I can when I get there, how big is the audience. And if there's not too many people there, then you know there's nothing that's really stirring people's emotions. And last night we had probably 20 people there, and half of them were there anyway. So, time before that, we had a packed courtroom.
Yeah,
so,
right. Right. Well, let's talk about this purchase of the Fred's building. County Mayor Hutto talked about that a little bit yesterday, and it's been quite a bit of talk here. Of course, the building became available when Fred's went out of business, and the county is jumping on this to move the election commission there and use part of it, maybe 2/3 or something, 60%, whatever, and then have the other part, I believe, for storage.
Yes.
And have all the records in one place.
Yeah, that's the plan. I haven't seen a floor plan on it or anything, obviously, because we hadn't closed on the deal yet. But county bought the property for $875,000. It had a list price of $1.2 million. Mayor negotiated that down to $875,000, and then they're putting $364,000 of renovations into it. So that'll make it what we wound up with last night on the capital outlay note. To pay for that was $1,239,000. That was the biggest resolution. Then we had one for.
Well, wait a minute. Before we move off of that, was there a lot of discussion, or has there been much discussion about this? We're talking about, in a way, in my way of thinking, a major move here to move the election commission office over there. I mean, for years we've bragged about what a great job Philip Warren did in getting all the records on microfilm, whatever you do with it, electronically, and where we didn't have to keep all that paper, and got rid of that, cleaned the place up, improved the wiring in there, and spent about $40,000 or 40 or 50 to get this. But now we say, well, that's not good enough, or we want to move over here to Fred's building.
Or maybe not big enough.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. That has grown pretty exponentially, and it also doesn't have a lot of privacy in that. There are not a lot of walls. They use the dividers, and I'm assuming they'll do some things like that. Maybe they'll develop a separate voting room and that type of thing. I don't know the plans, but
well, I don't mean to speak against it.
No.
I hope that we can still preserve that old post office building.
Yeah, I hadn't heard the plans on that. I'm of the same mindset. That's right there off the square. It's been a landmark for years and years and years, and I think it needs to stay in some form or fashion. I don't believe in destroying history.
Mayor Hutto did say yesterday that he's planning to put tourism in there, but that's a pretty big plan. I expect you could put 2 tourism departments in there if you wanted to.
I feel fairly certain this county will grow to that building. I mean, just look at what's happened the last 20 years, and so it's kind of like building a house, and you think you've overbuilt it, and then you look around and you say, I wish I'd have built more closet space or another room or whatever. So we'll be closing on that, I feel fairly certain, before the next county commission meeting, which is just 3 weeks away. And then we did another resolution last night, and it was straight from the Capital Projects Fund. That was to purchase the Green Hills property to make the upfront payment on it, and then there's going to be $180,000 of renovations for that. That, as I understand it, I've never been into the offices down there, is very much needed in the Mount Juliet area. I think Jim Goodall.
I've been there many times, and it was barely adequate probably 10 years ago. And then imagining how much it's grown and maybe more employees that are there, I feel sure that this is a good move.
Yeah, so we did that last night, and I feel certain we'll close on that probably before the next county commission meeting as well. So the county's made a couple of investments there. I know there are people that look and say, you bought an empty building, for X amount of dollars. I've not heard a lot. I've seen a little bit of that written. But, the other thing is it's right there next to the courthouse, and all of those are county buildings and practically it's probably worth more to us than it is to anybody, because the other thing you got to remember there, it's got a pretty good sized parking lot with it, and parking's always an issue. Right. On certain days, like this week when people are coming in to pay their taxes, and they're coming in to early vote down the street, but paying their taxes and coming in at the end of the month getting their car tags. And you can see them today circling there looking for a parking place. So that'll be of some value to the county as well. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a good investment.
Has there been much opposition by among the commissioners on this?
No, not a lot. There was a little, and I think probably what got us to this point this month where we didn't really have anything to talk about was the Fred's building was up in the January meeting, but it was to get an appraisal to make sure it appraised for the purchase price. Well, I think it was that night or maybe the day or two before the appraisal came in and it was there. And so that night when we put that out in the resolution form, somebody made a motion to say, we've got it, let's just buy the building. And so they voted to buy the building. Some of them were not happy about it because it said it wasn't in resolution form. Of course it wasn't. It just came from the floor 5 minutes before that. But they went ahead and approved it. So that probably would have been the big issue last night. Mm-hmm. Instead, it was we've already bought the building, now we've got to pay for it. So the only issue is how we pay for it.
Yeah. Any talk much, at least among the commissioners, about the sales tax referendum?
Yeah, you've seen some talk about it, not on the floor of the commission or anything, but you'll see individual commissioners out supporting it and putting stuff on Facebook and that type of thing. Staying on the theme of buildings just a minute, Coleman, I think these next few weeks will be pretty critical for our jail expansion. I think our bids are due in fairly soon, and then they'll be evaluated, and hopefully they'll come in at a good price, whatever that good price is. I don't know. I've never built a jail in my life, so I don't know.
Well, by the way, today is the last day to early vote. This is the 25th, and then the election next Tuesday, the 3rd of March, and we'll find out a number of things, one being whether or not we're going to increase the local option sales tax.
Yep.
Find out who the Republican nominee for circuit judge is.
Yep.
And we got the property assessor race. But that is the Republican primary.
That is. And there's nobody else out there on the general ballot in August, I don't think.
So whoever gets that is pretty much a shoe-in. I want to ask you as county attorney, and I don't, surely it's okay to throw this out for discussion, but I'm not sure everybody's all that pleased with having a Republican primary.
I'm certainly not.
Well, I didn't know whether you wanted to offer your opinion.
I don't have any problem with that at all. Local races are not R&D races. I have to represent everybody in Watertown, and I intend to do that. And I think some folks will tell you when they come in and fuss at me, they leave. If they're not happy, they leave, that they got a chance to have their say. You've got to represent everybody. This country has become an R&D country, and it's leading to the problems we have now, I think. You don't look on the national stage and the state stage, you don't look at what's good for us. You look at whether or not it fits what we want to do. And that's sad. And now they're trying to drop that down on the county level. In my opinion, there's no place for it.
Well, I've heard a few, I don't think they want to express it or want to be quoted, but who are not really pleased with this. Yeah. And quite frankly, I don't like it either. I think elections divide us an awful lot, and I don't see why we need to be divided more.
If you run for a position in this county, you're saying I'm going to represent all 140,000 of you, not just the R's or not just the D's. You're going to represent everybody. And you've got to. You take an oath to do it.
Yeah.
That's one of the things we're forgetting, and I've been in some county meetings lately. People forget that our officials take an oath, and they're supposed to mean something. And I see it on a national level, too, and apparently it doesn't mean a whole lot.
We've got about 3 minutes left here. Anything else from last night's meeting?
We moved a little money around in the school system, $221,000, some mid-year adjustments on teachers and stuff, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
That would affect the
people. Where I'm headed. We always talk about Watertown.
Yeah.
So
all roads lead to Watertown.
One thing is for sure: the mayor is not overpaid.
He's getting paid what he's worth. He gets paid nothing, so they're getting their money's worth.
What's happening?
Well, we've got a meeting tonight. I don't anticipate a lot of things, but, we don't have an agenda, so when people show up, we talk about whatever they want to talk about as best we can. Sometimes it takes a little more preparation. But I do anticipate tonight an announcement that will affect our city park, and that's really all I want to say, because I don't want to, there are others that I'm going to let make that announcement tonight. But we have had a lot of
positive one.
Very, very positive. And we have had a lot of support. The folks that started this have worked hard, and we'll have a group there, I'm told, tonight from Leadership Wilson that has helped us in this process. So I'm not going to say anything else. People that have been watching probably can read between the lines, but I'm going to let the people who have been involved in this daily make that announcement tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. I put on Facebook several years ago talking about after a ball game how much town pride there was. But you have these things happen, and I've enjoyed being mayor, but some days are more enjoyable than others, and this is going to be one of them, I think. I hope so, anyway.
Yeah. How you basketball? You're either one of them still in it?
Ladies got eliminated. They played very hard.